Hey babes, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michaela, also known as Jimmy or Gemini Beauty Babe. If you're a returning viewer, hey, welcome back. Today's video is the Cancer Zodiac. It's described as pink, blended, lightly sculpted, lots of pastels, pinks, very light, very girly, liner, and I hope I did it justice. This is the look that I came up with for my rendition of it. If you would like to see how I got this look, please keep watching. And I do have a Patreon now. If you would like to see the inner worlds of me, we have a Discord with like personalized little stickers. If you would like to be part of the community. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment below what you would like to see next. Bye! Okay, to get this started, I am taking the Dominique Cosmetics 4-in-1 Brow Frame Brow Pencil in the shade Soft Black Brown to create little hair-like strokes with the short flat side, and then taking the broader side to fill it in. And I like to do the back half and then kind of mitigate it into the front a little bit. And then taking Warm Cafe, which is a redder toned brown, and doing the front again, taking the flat side and making short hair-like strokes with it to line the underneath and the front, and then taking the broader side to fill it in and moving back and forth, especially over the brow pencil, to blend it in. Next, I'm taking the e.l.f. Brow Lift Brow Gel to lay it all down and to shape my brow the way I like it. Making sure every single hair gets coated and pressed flatly against the skin to make sure it doesn't go absolutely anywhere. Taking some micellar water with a Q-tip to clean up any product in any brow gel or brow pencil to make sure when I lay down my base it doesn't goop up and the eyeshadow lays down smoothly underneath and gives me a nice sculpted brow. Next, I'm taking the P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 02 to erase any dark circles, veins, anything to give me a nice clean canvas and a pretty base to work with, especially since we're going to be working with lighter colors. I don't want any of the pigmentation from my eyelid to peek through. I'm just making sure everything is nice and even on it. Now that my eye is all even, I am taking the Dominique Cosmetics Essential palette and taking the shade Me Amo, which is this gorgeous pink, and I'm going to use it as my crease color. I'm just tapping it on, placing it where I want to make a fake crease, since as you saw where my brush is, it's my actual crease, and that's where the bottom of the color will go, so that when I open my eyes you can see Me Amo. I am using it in the outer V as well to create the shape I want. I am making sure it is soft and there are no harsh lines, blending it out with the shade Compassion. As when I was doing my research on this look, I noticed that Cancer Zodiac makeup is very blended, very romantic and feminine, and I wanted to make sure there were no harsh lines in this. So I'm going to go in with the brown, blend it out, and then I'm going to take a clean blending brush with no shadow on it and blend out any harsh lines, making sure the brown and the pink are beautifully married together. Next, I am taking the shades Pretty Kind and Grateful, which is a gorgeous pink and a beautiful light purple, and I'm going over the entire lid to give it a beautiful shimmery effect. Taking the Maybelline Hyper Easy eyeliner in the shade Pitch Brown, I'm just going to draw a very thin line across my lash line, flicking it out at the end, and then when I open my eye, I connect it from about 3/4 of the way up to my lid and thicken it up just a little bit. A tip I learned is to do the wing on your non-dominant side, that way it's easier to match on your dominant side. Like if you're right-handed, do your left eye first, then your right eye, and vice versa if you're left-handed. It'll be way easier to match and you could get identical eyeliner every time. For mascara, I am taking the Maybelline Sky High Lash Sensational Mascara in brownish black, coating the back part of my lashes and then going to the front. That way my lashes are sandwiched between them and I could get maximal effect out of the mascara. Taking the Dominique Cosmetics Blur Moisture Serum Primer, I am just going all over my face and I love how this feels. It's so refreshing to me. And then to top that off, I'm going to go in with the Dominique Cosmetics 4-in-1 Ultra Hydrating Fine Mist, spraying it all over my face and neck, and then going to let that sit for a few seconds before I go in with the Super Stay 24-hour skin tint in the shade 118. I'm using a spatula to apply it thinly, as from reading about Zodiac, the Cancer makeup, the complexion is very dewy, fresh, hydrated, radiant, and very, very minimal looking makeup to make sure it looks glowy, hydrated, and dewy, like you have fresh skin. And just for a very minimal awake look, I am taking the H&B Soft Focus Airbrush Concealer in the shade 0.5 in and 2 in. The 2 in has a pinkier tone, and then the 0.5 is to brighten. And to do a minimal sculpting, I am taking the Vanity Cosmetics Sculpt and Glow palette in the shade Sculpt. It's in the shade Light, but I'm taking the Sculpt color to very slightly carve out my cheekbones, and then blending that out and blending out the concealer underneath to clean it up. Going over top of the contour, I am taking the P. Louise Glow with the Flow blush palette and taking the shades Bound to Glow and Love Me Bright, blending them on the back of my hand, making sure my brush is completely covered in it, and going over everything I put on my cheek so far. So all over the contour, and where I would normally put blush to make it look like I am flushed, and having a peachy pink blush on me. Taking the Jordana Tisha powder in Flossy to set my under eyes. Of course, I went over it again with a sponge right before. I thought I was filming and I wasn't. But I'm taking the shade Flossy with it, which is this gorgeous pink, on a powder puff and evening it out on the back of my hand before I apply it from the tip of my nose to my under eye and all over in that little triangle area, just to connect the blush to the under eye with that pink. And then setting the rest of my face in the Jordana Tisha powder in the shade Half Baked. I'm using the loose version of it to set my entire face. The Jordana Tisha duos I love because the top is pressed and the bottom is loose, and the loose pigments have this glorious cotton candy sweet smell to it. But the Half Baked is close to my skin tone, so I'm able to use it. just setting and then pressing away at the edges of where the flossy was. Making sure I leave a little bit for when I do my under eye. If there's any fallout from that, I'm able to just sweep it away. Taking the Jordana Tisha Bronzer Duo in Fiji Fling, I'm taking ever so slightly the pressed version of it to place on my forehead and very lightly on my cheeks where the cream contour was placed, just to further reinforce the sculpting we did very, very minimally. Now I'm using the Dominique Cosmetics Transition Palette in the shade Soft and Sweet and Blushing to create my own pink blush. Using the Christina Sicalius Cosmetics Luce de Sol Illuminating Highlighting Powder in Senorita. It's a gorgeous pink. It has a very glow from within type of sheen. It's very natural, very pretty, to make it seem like my skin is dewy and I'm glowing from within on tops of my cheeks, bridge of my nose, cupid's bow, and the arches of my brows. Next, I'm going in with the Made by Mitchell color case in the shade Oats, Dusty, and Creamsicle, mixing those on my brush and placing them in my waterline to make it look like I'm awake. And my eye is just open a little bit more. And then going back in with the shade Mi Amo on my lower lash line. And then I'm going to follow that up again with Compassion. Taking the e.l.f. Cosmetics Dewy Power Grip Setting Spray, I'm just lightly spraying that all over my face, and then I'm going to follow it up with the Dominique Cosmetics 4-in-1 Ultra Hydrating Fine Mist, just making sure to set my makeup and it stays locked in. Next, I'm going in with the Mented Lip Pencil in the shade Lala, and just ever so slightly lining my lips, and then I'm going to use my finger to blur it out a little bit. I like to bring in the corners and just leave the center bare with my lip pencils. But I don't overline. If you want to overline, that is up to you. Next, I'm going to go in with the Christina Sicalius Luce de Sol Lip Gloss in the shade Pink Perla, which is a very beautiful pink color with silver sparkles in it. And it's a very, very, very moisturizing lip gloss that has pomegranate in it. Now I'm just going to touch up my bottom mascara since the setting spray is dry at this point. And that is the final look. And that's how we got the finished look. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you would like to see something else from me, please comment down below, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when the next time I upload or the next live I have. I do makeup and music Sunday mornings, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central. Tuesday and Friday nights, it starts at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. And we have a brand new Gym Babes community. It's linked in the link tree below. You buy the subscription through Patreon, it'll put you to a Discord where you get to be in my personal world. So if you would like that, please go there. Just please be respectful. And until next time, bye.